whenever this comes on the radio, which it
Yeah.
rarely does, I literally go like this. I go, ooh! Like, I actually have that exact reaction.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I am your co-host Troy, and with me I have my friend and co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
What's up, dudes?
And today we are going to be doing a track-by-track album review of this album, Signals.
Oh.
Signals.
Hold on, I gotta grab mine.
Yeah, Mark, you're back. Do you have the record you want to show? Well, this is the album we're doing. By the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. What we do is usually one of us or both of us hasn't heard an album or hasn't heard the full thing. And we do a track-by-track review, and that's one of the ways we discover new music and how we share it with the audience here. All right? In this case, I have not heard this album in full. I've heard 2 songs from this album that I can honestly recall, which is Subdivisions and The Analog Kid. Those are the 2 I knew going into this, but barely The Analog Kid, mainly just Subdivisions. All right, Mark. Well, as you know, Mark, my all-time favorite band is Dream Theater, and the guy who got me into Dream Theater back when I was 15 years old in 1996, his all-time favorite band was Rush, and he was a drummer. And I used to hear him playing Rush songs all the time across the street. He was my neighbor. So, Mark, I'm very familiar with Rush, actually. It's just this album in particular I had never sat down to listen to. There are a few albums I have, front to back, a couple of them, but actually probably like 2 front to back. But then I know a bunch of songs from random albums, you know.
Sure.
So, yeah, so I was excited to listen to this one when you asked me to listen to it. So, Mark, I'm assuming you have heard this album before since you asked me to listen to it.
Look at these cool guys.
Look at those cool guys. Yeah, I can tell this is an album you really like, Mark, I'm guessing, because you asked me to listen to it.
Yeah, I do. It's for a long time it's been a very divisive album with Rush fans because number one, it follows Moving Pictures, which is I would say pretty much at this point far and away their best album. I don't even know if there's an argument anymore.
Yeah.
I guess there is for personal preference, but
Sure.
as far as like their overall best album.
Yeah.
Also, it's, in 1982, they kind of forego conventional guitar and like acoustic instruments for more electronic sound. Like Alex Lifeson's guitar kind of takes a backseat to Geddy's keyboards on this album a lot. And Neil Peart plays electric drums. But I don't think that really takes away from the music at all. I think this album is still incredibly Rush. It's an album that I know you're going to agree with me on this one. Like on first listen, it's, you're like, what the hell is this, man? Why is it just all keyboards and no guitar?
Right.
But on subsequent listens, it just like it's moved up so far in my favorite Rush albums.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, like the top 5 Rush for me will always probably be the same, but this is like hanging right outside there. And maybe one day may even move into that territory. So
Cool.
I love this album. It's very personal to me because I listened to it for a long time, and I've listened to this album just as much as any other Rush album. So
Awesome.
I'm ready to talk.
All right. So what we do, folks, is we play clips. We don't play every song, the whole songs, but we do play clips just so people can hear what we're about to talk about. So I'm going to play a clip from Subdivisions, which is the first song on the record. through this song because I'm the one who hasn't heard it. Song's incredible. It's one of the best Rush songs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
And I like a
This,
lot of Rush music, but this has got to be up there.
whenever this comes on the radio, which it
Yeah.
rarely does, I literally go like this. I go, "Ooh!" Like I actually have that exact reaction. It's so good, man.
Yeah, Mark, this song is awesome. This is a song I've always liked, so this was not like the first time I heard it, right? But
Right.
sitting down, I bought the vinyl, I wanted to listen to it, take it serious, put the headphones on with the vinyl, and my God, this is the first thing you hear with the synths come in and the drums. It sounds so good, this song.
Mm,
The whole record, by the way, sounds great. And and it sounds great as a note on streaming too. And not everything does, but it actually sounds very good on streaming too.
yeah.
So I've listened to it both ways. And it even sounds good. Tonight I was listening to it just kind of walking around and stuff with these AirPods on, and it sounded great there too. It sounds great everywhere. So shout out to the engineering and the mastering of this record.
Bob Ludwig, baby.
Yeah. So anyway, Mark, that's enough about that. The song is killer. Man, we could talk about this song for 45 minutes, but I don't want to talk for that long. But I would say this. The tone that this song sets when it first comes in, it starts with synthesizers. It's almost like they're just right in your face about it. They're like, this is the new sound we're going for, you know?
Hmm.
And what a song to start the record off. I'm glad they started it off with this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do think this is the best song on the record, in my opinion. This,
Easy.
yeah,
Easy.
yeah,
Easy.
and I liked a lot of the songs on the record, by the way, but this is the best one, in my opinion, and as you probably your opinion. What do I love about it? Well, I mean everything. The lyrics are great. We could start there because most people think about Rush for the music, right? But the lyrics are great in this song, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it sounds like for me, I took some notes about it, but you know, it sounds like for me, he's talking about growing up in suburban neighborhood, feeling some alienation as an adolescent, right? And I think Mark, most kids from the suburbs, because I'm from a suburb, right?
Same.
Most kids from the suburbs, especially into rock music and stuff like that, there's a sense of, maybe I don't fit in with everybody else, right? Maybe I'm not like the cool kids or whatever. But so I feel alienated, and you find this community, or you find yourself through the music, and through that you might meet other friends who have similar interests, aka kind of one of the reasons why we do this YouTube channel, right?
Yes, sir.
And so this song to me reminded me of all those things, how I felt as a teenager as well, lyrically, but musically, it has this. It's in a straight time, and then in the verse it goes into a 7/8 feel. And the way that blends is so perfect. You barely even notice it, but he's using an odd time signature, and you barely notice it unless you know it and you're feeling it, right? But that's one of the things about Rush, especially in their later years. When I say later, I mean I'm not a Rush expert by any means, but I can tell you that on Moving Pictures, right, when they started making songs that were huge hits on the radio, right, and songs like Limelight, for example, and Time Sawyer, those songs. There's odd time signatures going on in that, but it's in like popular songs, and it doesn't sound like a 15-minute prog epic. You know what I mean? And they have the ability to just start blending different time signatures in more of a popular style song, and you hear that right here. And I think song is great, front to back, great song, favorite song on the record. Mark, what do you think?
I totally agree. That's the best song on the album.
Okay.
And with the lyrics, I was pretty fortunate in high school, even like middle school.
Hmm.
Uh, we didn't have like super huge cliques in my school. It wasn't like, like nerds, jocks, that kind of stuff. I like kind of got along with everybody.
Hmm.
But when it comes to hobbies and stuff like that, like even with like music in high school, like nobody, like no kids my age were listening to Rush in high school.
Sure, sure.
No kids were playing like video games really at that time. Even though video games are huge now, when I was in high school, I know I'm an old fart, but
Right, right.
in the mid 2000s, like video games were not cool at
Hmm.
all.
Hmm.
Like that was still like, when like sports and stuff like that were still like really big, and Like I always kind of, found these lyrics very endearing because they hit home.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't really have to say any of the lyrics, but basically this album is just like, kind of be yourself. Don't really succumb to peer pressure. You're from the suburbs, like you're cool, like just leave it at that.
Mm.
And like musically, the song is the best on the album. I don't even think it's arguable. I mean, maybe as I'm looking at these tracks, I don't know, but I don't think so. But what I am gonna need you to do is go to minute 4 and then 40 seconds, and I'm gonna need you to play that because
Okay.
I get goosebumps every time you play,
All
every
right,
time I hear it.
here we
So
go. Mark's request. Here we go.
his vocals right here. Goosebumps.
Russia's got to be like the most air drum band of all time, man. It's so easy to air drum to this
I
stuff.
know.
It's like crazy.
Air every instrument, honestly, man.
All right, Mark. Yeah, I mean, the whole episode literally we could deep dive into this song, but we'll never finish. So, yeah,
That's
if you
true.
haven't heard this song, please go stop this episode right now. Go listen to it, then come back. All right, that's what I'm going to ask. All right. So, all right. Next song, Mark, is The Analog Kid.
So this is the other song you were familiar with, huh? Which is kind of surprising to me because I don't think this was really a hit.
You know what it is? It might have been one of these songs where my neighbor was listening to it a lot. You know what I mean? That he was playing the drum. I just knew it, especially the chorus. I knew very well.
Right. Okay.
All right. So here we go. The bass just cuts through the mix. So
I know.
good, man. So good.
It reminds me of Misa, the band name.
Yeah. True.
In the August afternoon has the trees in constant motion, with a flash of silver leaves as they're rocking in the breeze. The boy lies in the grass with one blade stuck between his teeth. A big sensation quickens in his young and restless heart, and the bright nameless vision has him longing to define. You move me with your buildings and your eyes, autumn woods and winter skies. You move me, open sea and city lights, busy streets and dizzy heights. Call me.
All right, Mark. Well, that was a clip from The Analog Kid. Usually, if you're new to this channel, the way we do it is if one of us hasn't heard it, that person usually just gives the review first. Otherwise, we go back and forth. So, Mark, this is one where I kind of knew it. I wouldn't say I was that familiar with it, but I recognized the chorus mainly when I heard
Yeah.
when I listened to it. And I always remember liking this song from even back in the day, the chorus. And I was glad I listened to this one a few times before doing this episode because it grew on me with each listen. So much so, Mark, that I was really, by the end, really enjoying this song. In particular, there's a part in this song which is absolutely incredible. I mean, the whole song is good, but let's see if I can find it. I think it's right here. This
The,
part.
weird instrumental part, yeah.
awesome. This whole song is good, man. This is a very good song. I really liked it. Lyrically, from what I got out of it, it seemed like he was talking about, actually one of the things I noticed about this record before I get to this song, a lot of the other Rush songs that I've heard from the past, pre this album, were very much like either science fiction stuff or kind of fantasy stuff, right? And then there's stuff like on moving pictures. And again, I'm not an expert, but I'm just going by what I heard, which is talking about, okay, for example, they started getting more personal, I think, with moving pictures, but maybe there was before that. But I'm just thinking of things like 2112, for example, and like
Yeah.
Hemispheres and that kind of stuff, comparing it to this stuff, which seems like very personal music. And I really appreciate that. I like the more, the fantasy stuff is cool. But when it comes to lyrics, I really appreciate when someone's diving into their personal experience and telling a story. And that's what I got out of this. It maybe seems like a coming of age kind of story, and this transition between youth and then you become a teenager, like Subdivisions talking about. And then, you start off as this wide-eyed kid and the whole world is in front of you, and you transition to adulthood. That's what I got out of it. And it kind of has a bookend with the digital, what's the Digital Man? Yeah, Digital Man.
Digital Man, yeah.
Yeah, lyrically, I think there's maybe a connection here. I could be wrong, but
Oh, yeah, I could see it, yeah.
So, but yeah, Mark, I thought this song was really cool. What do you think about this one?
Oh, it's another banger track, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually one I also heard before I listened to the album. I don't remember where I heard it. It was probably through a friend or something. But yeah, like, the lyrics to me, what I get out of it, besides like actually being coming of age, is maybe he's like the whoever the song's about is thinking about growing up and moving away. Maybe starting a life, like his own life, growing up. And I think that, those are pretty endearing lyrics, because when you're younger, you think about stuff like that a lot. Usually when you get older, you're like, wow, what was I thinking? I wish I was still young. But yeah, I mean, this song's incredible. It's got like Geddy Lee's bass is just phenomenal on this song. On this whole album, really. I mean, I think this is right around when he started playing the what is it called? The boat paddle bass that he played in the 80s. The what is it? The Steinberger or something? It literally looks like a canoe oar. But it has a great sound, like a great 80s synth sound. Yeah, it's awesome though, and I think Alex Lifeson played Strat on this album, which is why it sounds so good to me, because I love Stratocasters. But yeah, the song's incredible. It's not as good as Subdivisions, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, very good song. Yeah, not much more to say than that, Mark. It's a great song. The next one, Mark, is Chemistry.
Signal transmitted, message received. Reaction making impact invisibly.
All right, Mark. Well, that was a clip from Chemistry. The first thing I noticed that when I heard this song, Mark, is a couple things. The synth intro is awesome. Like, as you know, I like synth stuff. I like 80s music. So you got Rush and you got 80s sound. I like it, I don't know. I know people might not have liked it at the time, maybe, but I like it, especially in retrospect. Another thing I noticed, Mark, is the little guitar intro sounds very similar to other way around, but it sounds very similar to The Best of Times by Dream Theater. If you listen to the guitar intro when it goes, it's very similar. So actually, this song and the Analog Kid, the verse of the Analog Kid, has a similar sound to the verse in The Best of Times as well. So I actually think they were really influenced by this album when they were making, Dream Theater. So that's one thing I noticed about it. As far as the song goes, Mark, I thought it was a cool song. I liked how kind of happy it is. I think it's talking. It's obviously the word is chemistry, but I'm almost wondering if it's talking about themselves in a way, meaning like the chemistry between people when you're making music. I could be reading into it too much, but that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about it when I listened to it. I was like, oh, it's kind of like on the surface, it's talking about actual chemistry, but I don't think it actually is talking about chemistry. I think it's a metaphor for maybe making music together.
Like them having chemistry with each other.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
That's a really good way to look at it. Because there's the one line is H2O, no flow without the other, but how do they make contact with one another?
Yeah, that's what I got out of it, Mars.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I thought it was just science fiction, or it's just science stuff, really.
That's what I said when I was reading the lyrics to this album. I was like, oh, these songs seem very personal, a lot of these songs.
Neil Peart usually writes all of the lyrics for every song, but actually, that's funny that you said that about this song, because this song has a distinction of all three of them wrote the song together, and I believe they all wrote the lyrics together, too.
That's why it's chemistry, Mark. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm putting it all together. So, but yeah, I thought this was cool. I mean, I wouldn't say like comparing it to Subdivisions and Analog Kid, it's not as high on the album for a ranking for me. But I thought it was a kind of a cool middle tier song for me on this record. My personal opinion. And on subsequent listens, I liked it more. On the first listen, I was like, oh, yeah, it's okay. But after like third or fourth listen, I started to really like it. So this is a song I liked, Mark, but I wouldn't rank as high as Subdivisions is the best song, in my opinion. So I'm not even going to compare it to that. But I would say, I wouldn't rank it as high as Analog Kid, but I did like it. I thought it was a cool song. What about you?
I think this is a great song as well. I do like its upbeat nature. I like the guitar parts are great. The lyrics are cool. I always just kind of thought it was just, it's like the 80s, like science is really popular in the 80s, and like chemistry labs are like really like popular, and like they're like big in the 80s. They really kind of like sprouted up, so I thought they were just kind of like capitalizing on that. But your take on the lyrics are pretty cool, though. I never really put them together.
Thank you.
That being said, though, I think it's a good song. It's a good B-side. It's not. It's how should I put this? It's like a middle of the road type song. Like it's good. It's not the best on the album, but it's certainly not the worst either. So
okay, all right. Well, Mark, why don't we move on to Digital Man? I'm going to play that one.
Okay.
This song is so good.
I know. That
was a clip from Digital Man. So here's my take on this song, Mark. Before I
Okay.
get to the lyrics, my review of the song.
Okay.
On the first listen, I was a little bit caught off guard by the reggae elements.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got used to it, I really started to like it, actually. First listen, I was like, I don't know. Second listen, I was like, yeah, I get it. Third listen, I was like, okay, I really like it. So that's what happened. So it took about 3 listens to really start to like it. And actually, this song ended up becoming a highlight for me on the album.
Okay.
One of my favorites is on the album. I really love this song. This is a great song. I think the lyrics are great, and it's very applicable, even more so now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was written. It came out in '82.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if he could have even foreseen what life was going to be like back then and no now. But yeah, I mean, I think this song is talking about embracing modern technology, right?
Yeah, but it
And
seems like also longing for, like
yeah,
organic stuff too. Like,
exactly right.
yeah.
And that is something that's kind of funny that you mentioned that, Mark, because I've never owned a record player in my life, right? And I kind of longed for the days when music was analog, That's one of the reasons why we even started this channel, because I started collecting records and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's just something about it, I mean, I listen to things digitally, but there's something about putting the record on, especially if the record was recorded analog. It's another level of different to
Yeah.
me. But like something about it, not only the way it sounds, which it has a unique sound, but there's also the ritual of the physical thing, getting
Mm-hmm.
it out of
Yeah.
the sleeve, putting it on the thing, putting the needle
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? There's something about it that you just can't replicate when you just go on your phone and you just listen to any song on the world and then you just listen to it and you're like, nah, forget this song or whatever. The act of like, I don't know how this turned about records, but it is talking about analog versus digital. So the act of having to buy something like a piece of music,
Yeah.
you actually have to go out of your way to buy it, meaning you either love it or you kind of want to love it because you spent your money on it, right, without hearing it.
Right. Yeah.
And both of those things equate to, I think, appreciating the music more and giving it more listens, if you don't like it right away. And I think that it's not, I'm not saying nobody does that digitally, but I can say for myself, I don't do it as much as when I have the record, Like if I listen to something digitally, I don't like it, I'm just kind of like, unless it's something you want me to listen to, that's different. I'm saying on my own, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that's, but anyway, Mark, Digital Man, this is a great song. And I think there's some themes here about escapism through technology potentially,
Mm-hmm.
which is we see that now more than ever through video games, through social media, through, now in the future, probably things like the goggles or, virtual reality and stuff like that, right? But at what point are we losing ourselves through that? At what point are we losing our own humanity? At what point are we becoming digital men and women, right? So, yeah, Mark, overall, though, musically, I thought the song was great. The song is great. Musically, I really like the reggae vibe. Again, it caught me off guard at first, but more listens, I really liked it. The
Mm-hmm.
bass is killer. I love the way the guitars sound, too, in this record, in
Yeah.
this song.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's a great
This
song. Yeah.
this song actually isn't their first foray into like reggae or ska either. They actually
Okay.
flirted with it on Permanent Waves.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, but like it's definitely not like their typical sound,
Right.
like it's
Right.
I think you can compare it to like are you familiar with the Police at all?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they have a lot of like background with like reggae and ska music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I compare it to a little bit. Like I think um some of the tracks on here kind of sound like a little like fleecy in their like, you know, in their content or in their structure with like the reggae sound. Um, but to elaborate, not to change the subject really, but to elaborate
Mm-hmm.
on your record discussion with like
Mm-hmm.
analog versus digital, um, I think digital at this point is only just strictly a convenience thing
Mm-hmm.
because if I had any album I ever wanted at a arm's glance or an arm's reach away to listen to, I
Mhm.
would 100 out of 100 times pick a record over digital.
Right.
Um,
Right.
because like am I gonna listen to this or the like the digital version? Obviously, I'm gonna listen to the analog version just
Hmm.
because the collecting aspect is just like it's with any hobby. Like collecting stuff is just a great feeling.
Hmm.
When you get an album that you've wanted for a long time, it's a great feeling, and then you actually get to listen to it too.
Hmm.
Um, my point is it's a convenience over hobby type thing at this point. But back when albums were the only thing you could get, you didn't have a choice. So
Yeah.
we're extremely spoiled in the digital age, I think. And this song is actually, like you said, very very relevant now. As
Yep.
I look at these lyrics, I mean, this lyrics is basically about like a synthetic person, I think.
Hmm.
I'm sure there's deeper meaning, but um, yeah, like a lot of times Neil Peart catches me off guard with his lyrics. Like they're pretty in depth.
Yeah. One of the best
But
drummers of all time and a great
a great
lyricist.
lyricist
So
and an
yeah,
underrated
yeah,
lyricist, and I
yeah.
think a lot of people don't even know that he writes the lyrics. To be honest,
Right. Yeah.
rest in peace, Neil. We miss you every day.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
But musically, this song's great. My only gripe with the song is I think it's a little too long. Um, it's like
Okay.
almost 6.5 minutes,
Hmm.
and I think at the end it kind of carries on a little bit.
Okay.
That is literally my only gripe, though. I think this song's great. I love the reggae element. I love Getty's vocals are great. The groove in the song is awesome. The guitar is great. It's got a nice little solo towards the end too.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it
it's
does.
good.
Yeah.
Very very good song. Very good song.
All right, Mark. That leads us to the next song, which is The Weapon.
Hmm.
We got nothing to fear but fear itself. Not pain, not failure, not fatal tragedy. Not
The
for
drum,
all the units in this.
the drum groove is just so bizarre on this, but
Yeah.
apparently it was originally programmed on a drum machine, and Neil had to learn it on the drums, and that's why it kind of sounds weird. I'll rewind it a little bit, but
Hmm.
it's very cool though. Actually,
Hmm.
it's very different sounding, and I really like it. So let's keep going. Let's rewind it a little bit. So yeah.
Not pain, not failure, not fatal tragedy. Not for faulty units in this mad machinery. Not for broken contacts in emotional chemistry. With an iron fist and a melted gun, we are sheltered under the gun. In the glory game of the power train, thy kingdoms will be done. And the things that we fear are a weapon to be held against us. He's not afraid of your judgment. He knows a bullet's worse than your hand. He's a little bit afraid of dying, but he's a lot more afraid of your lying.
Great lyric. Great
Yeah.
lyric.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Great. The lyrics are awesome. But
Yeah, that lyric, just especially right there, is so good.
I have to play my favorite part of the song though, Mark. Okay, let me find it.
Is it the wacky guitar solo?
Maybe. Okay. Let me find it.
Yeah, it's like so bizarre.
This whole section.
Yeah.
It like builds and builds and builds. I was listening with his headphones, man, last night. I was just zoning out to this, man. It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Telling you, man, people sleep on this album. So good.
don't want to get blocked. So
I hope we don't.
the song is great, man. It's a great song. Another highlight for me on the album. I can see it has like the least plays, or one of them, second
Yeah,
least.
that's criminal, honestly.
And I don't know why, because it's one of the better. It's one of the top, at least in my opinion. It's one of the best songs on the record. I like it. Spoiler: I like it more than the next one. So there you go, which has 12 million, 13 million plays.
Well, it
yeah.
was kind of the second hit on the album, or the second single, so
Okay.
makes sense.
So I like New World, man. We'll talk about it in a second. But this one, man, when I was listening to it with the headphones, I was just really enjoying this song. That was very good. Yeah, tell me what you think about this one, Mark.
Yeah, so this one, this and like Subdivisions and maybe another track which we haven't gotten to yet are probably my favorites on the album.
Okay.
The song is just so bizarre and cool and just like super 80s but still really like slick at the same time, if that makes any sense. One note I do have to make here, and this actually involves Dream Theater, so I'm sure you're excited.
Okay.
So this song is part of a suite, kind of like Lark's Tongues and Aspic with King Crimson. It's called the Fear. It was the Fear trilogy originally, but they added another song later on. It's 4 songs off of 4 different albums, and it tells the story of like fear used in like, as like a weapon in this song, obviously, but it's like fear used in like certain situations. Like the first part is called "The Enemy Within," which is off of Grace Under Pressure, and then it's this song, and then Witch Hunt off of Moving Pictures, and then Freeze off of Vapor Trails. So it just tells a story. It's 4 different songs on 4 different albums, and it has like the same kind of theme to it, like fear. Every song is about fear in a different way, which is very similar to the 12-Step Suite by Dream Theater.
That's true.
Which I'm sure you're very familiar with, which is actually
am.
5 songs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Dream Theater got it from this or maybe King Crimson, but so with good prog bands comes very cool ideas.
There you go, Mark. Well, yeah.
But yeah, this is like a lost B-side awesome song that I feel like just doesn't get the recognition it deserves. And
yeah, this is a song that I liked immediately, actually.
Yeah.
So like what's weird about that is some of the other songs that took me a few listens to like, then I started to really like them. Like Digital Man, I really liked that song, but it took me 3. The first time I heard this song, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. So I was into it. Yeah.
I'm kind of the opposite. I like the first time I heard this song, I was kind of just like, it's like sounds really 80s. I'm not really into it. I'm looking for like, like Tom Sawyer or like something like that. And then like subsequent listens, I just appreciated it more and more, and now it's one of my favorite songs on the album. So,
all right, Mark. Well, let's move on to the next one, which is New World Man.
He's a rebel and a runner. He's a signal turning green. He's a restless young romantic, wants to run the big machine. He's got a problem with his poisons, but we'll find a cure. He's cleaning up the systems to keep his nature pure. Learning to match the beat of the old world man. Learning to catch the heat of the
You know what I'm hearing, Mark? Right now, grassroots is what it was. This part right there. All right, Mark. So that's a clip from New World Man. What's funny is I just didn't I know you mentioned that it was kind of a hit, but it wasn't a song I really knew. To be honest with you, it's a song I liked though. I thought it was a really good song. Actually, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool song. I love it has like a really cool vibe to it. It's a short song. It's definitely a radio friendly song. And it's a song I can listen to anytime. You know what I mean? It's not a song
Yeah.
that makes me like jump out of my seat like some of the other ones, especially like Subdivisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like
Mm-hmm.
the Analog Kid, or those are like so far those are my top two. Then probably the Weapon, Digital Man. So again, I think it's a good song. Do I think it's as good as like the Weapon or Digital Man or those songs? Maybe, but maybe I need more listens, probably. But all I can tell you is, first time I heard the Weapon, man, I was way into that song. So anyway, yeah, what do you think about this one?
It's good. It's a good, like you said. It's like a a single.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to like go crazy about. I do have to say though, like right that pre-chorus though is pretty great, or like the chorus when it kicks in is pretty awesome. They're like do 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 do. I think that part's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
super catchy, super fun. Um, but yeah, it has a very mainstream feel to it. Like I think that they made this song with the intention of making it the single on the album to kind
Mm-hmm.
of just have something that was marketable, kind of like the like Paranoid with Black Sabbath, how
Mm.
like song basically like they kind of just made it in like 10 minutes and they're just like, all right, just throw it on there.
Right, right.
Um, I'm not saying that this song, it doesn't have the musicianship because there's still like cool stuff going on. I mean, Geddy Lee's a freak on every track, so
Right.
it's good. It's not my favorite on the album,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. It's you get what you pay for, basically.
All right. Well, Mark, the next one is Losing It.
Dancer slows a frantic pace in pain and desperation. Raking limbs and downcast face aglow with perspiration. Stiff as wire, her lungs on fire with just the briefest pause. Flooding through her memory, the echoes of old applause. And she limps across the floor and closes her bedroom door.
I'm not going to do this justice by playing the clip because I had to play the whole song, to be honest with you. But, Mark, it's one of my favorite songs on the record.
Really,
Yeah.
really,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's like, I would say, just really well done prog music, because there's the whole thing is in two different odd time signatures.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it
It's
is.
it's I think it's 5/8 and 11/8 or something like that. But you have this really beautiful song in these odd time signatures, and it kind of interweaves, and it's about almost 5 minutes long. And yeah, this is a song I really liked. It, probably Subdivisions is number one, but this is like might be number two. It's up there.
It's a
What did you?
great song.
What did you think, Mark?
This is a song that's definitely grown me over time.
Okay.
If you've watched our channel before, you know how I feel with ballad type songs, with slower
Mm-hmm.
songs, but
Mm-hmm.
this is a big exception to the rules because um it's a beautiful song from a band that I think a lot of people didn't think could make a beautiful song. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you think of Rush, you think of like frantic progressive rock with shrieking vocals and stuff like that. But um, I actually think Geddy Lee's vocals on this song are awesome, and especially towards the end when he says the Ernest Hemingway quote, which also gives me goosebumps every time I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully delivered. There's electric violin on this song by a guy named Ben Mink, who is in another Canadian band called I will forget the name. Anyway, he's in another Canadian band that I forget the name of, but yeah, this song is just this is a song I look forward to when I get to the second half.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Subdivisions, The Weapon, and this are probably my three favorite, I think. Maybe Analog Kid in there too, but like the song is just so great and just any song that gives me goosebumps, I'm gonna be partial to. So, yeah, don't sleep on this song. It's incredible.
The song's great, and lyrically, man, it's one of the best. It's if
Hmm.
not the best. I mean, from what I get out of it, and I don't think I'm reading too much into it. It's kind of talking about getting old and losing your talent, or something like that. It's kind of talking about eroding skills and age through age,
Yeah.
which happens to every single person on the planet, especially if you have a physical talent, right? But even mental, right? Because ultimately, as we age, right, our brain doesn't function as it once did, right? So, but especially someone like in the first verse, he's talking about a dancer, and he's talking about writing, I think, in the second verse. And it's just a sad inevitability that everyone has to go through, especially someone who's very talented at something, right? And we've all seen it. I mean, you can think about even Rush, right? For example, Geddy Lee, when he's younger, he can hit a bunch of high notes and no problem, right? And as he gets older, you just can't hit those notes anymore because
Hmm.
your body just literally physically cannot do it. It changes, right?
Yep.
And, one of my favorite bands, Dream Theater, that happened big time, right? And it's just the reality of the situation. What are you going to do? Cry about it? Or you're just going to deal with it. It's just part of life. You know what I mean? But it is a sad reality at the same time, right?
Right.
So yeah, Mark, yeah, I love this song, and I love the synth in this song. It's so good.
Hmm.
I was shocked when I heard this song. When the first time I heard this and that synth line came in at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, we're here. Well, I'm in for something different here," and I really
Hmm.
appreciated it. I thought it was great. It's my
Yeah, I
review. Yeah.
just, it's a criminally underrated song that I really rarely see Rush fans talk about,
Hmm.
and I think they really need to sit down and listen to it more because I think it's Rush at one of their more vulnerable moments, and I can appreciate that because you don't really get this all the time, and I think it's like a diamond in the rough for me for Rush. So,
Yeah.
um,
Totally.
maybe
Yeah.
that's another big reason I really like this album a lot because it's unconventional. Whereas like a lot of other Rush albums, you know what you're getting, but this album has some surprises in store. So,
Yeah.
which I'm
For
sure
sure.
caught you off guard, right?
Oh, this song for sure caught me off guard.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
not expecting this song,
yeah.
but pleasantly surprised because this is a song I liked on first listen. I didn't need a repeat of it.
So just tiny story about this album. Just like
Hmm.
my brother got into Rush like maybe I don't know like 5 or so years ago, and he was asking me questions and stuff,
Hmm.
and he said like he's like Signal's good, like it just seems like it's not a very good album, and I was like just listen to it and you get back to me and you tell me what you think.
Hmm.
So he listened to it and then he texted me back and he's like, dude, I was not expecting this album to be like this at all. He's just like, I thought it was just gonna be like stupid like synth pop basically with like
Hmm.
guitars and bass, and he's like, that really threw me for a loop. And I was like, yeah, man, this album's awesome. So I think this is like one
Yeah.
of his favorite Rush albums to
Oh,
this day.
cool. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
don't quote me on that though. He might watch
Uh,
us and call me out, and be
all
like,
right,
no,
we'll
it's
send
not.
it to him. We'll send it to him. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Mark, let's move on to the last one, which is Countdown. Let's put
Hmm.
this one.
Coming up on the 45-minute point in our countdown. Everything going smoothly. T-minus 45 minutes and counting. Coming up on T-minus 40 minutes. T-minus 40 minutes and counting. This is Shuttle Launch Control.
Lit up with anticipation, we arrive at the launching site. The sky is still dark, nearing dawn on the Florida coastline. Circling choppers slash the night with roving searchlight beams. This magic day when super science
music like builds like a launch. You know, it's very clever.
It is.
The rhythm is so good, man. The drums are so good. I mean, that's not a surprise. That's a clip from Countdown. Mark is another good song. Would I put it up there with Losing It and Analog Kid and The Weapon? Probably not, but I do think it's a very cool song. I like it's very well crafted. I think there's like two different odd times. There's a 4/4 groove, and then there's like, in my notes here, I think there's like an 11/8 groove too. And that's why it sounds kind of weird rhythmically. That's some stuff going on in this song, but yeah, very well constructed. Lyrically, it's about apparently in Columbia space shuttle they attended in 1981,
Yep.
and they were very inspired by that. And I could see that. I mean, I've never seen a space shuttle take off before in person. You see it on TV, right? And now it's just like you're used to it, you know. But I can imagine the first time you've seen that must have been like, oh my God, like look what human beings can do, you know? So it's probably very inspirational. Yeah, Mark, what'd you think about this one?
Yeah, I was actually gonna elaborate on what you just said. I think
Okay.
that this song is like a celebration of like, human technology at the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're sending rockets into space, like this is what we dreamed of like 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, I know.
never thought it would actually happen.
Well, we take it totally for granted now, actually. Yeah.
We take everything for granted, man. It's
Yeah.
really alarming, and
Yeah.
we should all be ashamed of ourselves.
Agreed.
And this was only 40 years ago, like
Yeah.
it's not like this is 100 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, music wise, I love this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
a great end to the album.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. Yeah. It's good.
his
Very good.
I think he's playing an Oberheim on this song, which is like that, the repeating synth on this song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an Oberheim. I'm not 100% sure, but it has like a great like distinct sound, and he's playing like the mini moog in the middle, like the. I love that part, man. It's so good. Um, yeah, like the groove on this song, again, like his vocals, like when he's like, what does he say? It's like something with a mighty roar. I always thought that part was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, just a great end of the album. I think it's a good track. It's not one of my favorites on the album. I think it's really solid though. But it's like, there's not a bad song on this album. There's not a song that I would ever skip. There's not a song that I would ever call bad. I
Right.
think
No,
I think
definitely not. Yeah. Yeah.
all the songs in this album are great. Some just are better than other, and
Sure.
but at the end of the day, Subdivisions, The Weapon, and Losing It are probably my three favorites at the moment on this album. That could change over time. I don't think Subdivisions will ever change. That's just an iconic song. But yeah, this album is very close to my heart.
I think we have the same top three.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. As big prog heads, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's great. I was pleasantly surprised by this album when I first put it on. I was besides Subdivision because I always love that song. I was a little like, oh man, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. When I was first listening to it, but again, the more I listen to it, some songs that immediately grab me, like Losing It and The Weapon.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
other songs like Analog Kid and Chemistry and even Digital Man, they took me a few listens to really fully appreciate. And now I really like them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a really enjoyable album. Glad you suggested this. I'm glad I finally, because I bought this vinyl a couple months ago. I just haven't listened to it yet. So
Oh, for real? Yeah.
yeah, it's one of
Oh,
those
cool.
ones where I bought it like before we even had a YouTube channel. I
Oh,
bought
hell yeah.
with the intention of listening to it because I always wanted to listen to some of these Rush records, which I haven't sat down and listened to. So when you said,
I'm
"Oh, listen to this," I'm like, "Perfect," because I was already planning on
Yeah.
listening to it at some point anyway. It just forced me to do it,
Yeah,
quickly. So
I like I said too, I
Mhm.
chose this one because probably not as much anymore because Rush has really blown up in popularity, which is awesome.
Mhm.
This was always a divisive record for fans because, like I said, it came after a huge album. It's a dynamic shift in their sound, and it's a lot of synthesizers, which they use synthesizers on moving pictures, but not to this extent. I mean,
Mhm.
every song has synth in it.
Right.
But this just proves that they could still rock just as hard with synths, and using like synth laden like drums and electric drums and synth laden guitars. And this is just was a hidden gem. May not be anymore, but I still consider it a hidden gem.
This is not an album that I ever hear people talking about, really, to be honest with you.
You only
So,
really
yeah.
see it with like the real diehard Rush fans, like
Okay.
when they're like really talking like about each album.
Right.
Like this will pop up like pretty frequently actually.
Okay.
But like if you talk about like if you go to like your local Hot Topic and you're like, oh, what's your favorite Rush album? You're never gonna hear somebody say Signal.
I wonder if people at Hot Topic would even know a Rush album. So I don't know. Maybe.
I don't even know if Hot Topic's still around. To be
I
honest.
don't know.
Bad example, I guess.
Well, that's okay. So, well, Mark, thanks for suggesting this one. If you're still watching this episode, you know what? If you're watching an hour-long episode about Signal's Rush album, you're probably a pretty cool person. And you're the type of person we're looking for in our Discord. We have a free community Discord. You come in there, nothing to pay for. It's all free. It's like a big music club. You can talk about music, share music with people. We do the same back and forth with people in our community. And so we think about this channel as a way of really building that community. So we'd love to see you there. The link is going to be in the pinned comment. If you don't even have a Discord, don't worry. Just click on that link and it'll take you right there. So, Mark, oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. If you like this episode, oh, look at that, beautiful. If you like this episode, give us a like, it helps the channel. Leave us a comment, we'd love to hear from you. And consider giving us a subscription if you want more content like this. And if you check out our other stuff on the channel, you know, we do a lot of different styles of music and content, and we don't really see an album out of YouTube channel doing full album reviews, deep dives, podcast style, of any genre, really. Maybe there are other ones, but I haven't seen them. So this is one of the reasons we wanted to start the channel. So if you like that idea, consider giving us a subscription, all right? Well, Mark, thank you for that visual. And until next time.
Peace out, digital men.
All right.